you guys some of the different projects I've been working on and trying to get going here lately. So, welcome to my podcast. My name is Greg, and I'm also known as Make It Stuff. This podcast I typically do every Tuesday nights, and it is something where I like to share some solutions that I see that can be helpful for individuals to become less dependent and more self-reliant, as this is a goal of mine in my personal life, is to become more resilient and more self-reliant. And so I try to do my best to share those tools, things that I've learned, lessons learned from things that I have been doing myself on the podcast, and try to bring on different guests that are doing some cool stuff in their neck of the woods as well. So, welcome to a new week and a lot of crazy things happening in the world, but including three different scenarios I posed to my coworkers today on possible future events, and those three were nuclear war, fake alien invasion, or or a cyber attack. So, which one of those three do you think is the most likely? I'd really like to see the fake alien invasion myself, just to see what they could pull, just to see what somebody could pull off, or trying to fool everybody that there's going to be some kind of alien invasion to maybe unite the planet or something like that. But I that's the one I'm hoping for. But the other two are probably more likely. I think the consensus that uh, at least amongst the people I work with is something like a cyber attack. Might be an oncoming thing, but I like to prepare. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. And the one thing that's been going around, one question that's been going around is what to do with your evaporating money. And if you're making dollars, where do you put that? If you're hanging out in the Hive community, a lot of folks, we've been working with cryptos for a while, and see cryptocurrency. If you understand the very you, underlying principles of cryptocurrency, was to create an alternative to the Federal Reserve banking system that has a monopoly on the issuance of currency units that we all use, and control of the money. And who do we got hanging out in the chat room there? Who we got? Hey, Tiano. Good to see you, man. How are you tonight? Mr. Green Jesus. It's good to see you. So, so that's been kind of the topic for some of the folks that I hang around, is, what do you do with any kind of money as it's becoming evaporated in front of our eyes? And to me, I think a good use of your capital is to buy the tools and equipment that you're going to need to become more self-reliant. So that's one of the things I wanted to share with you guys tonight. Some of the recent investments that I've made into doing just that, including some new batteries for my solar power system. I've been talking about how I was using golf cart batteries for a long time, and for about 2 or 3 years, and how those died on me. And so uh, recently I was able to purchase some lithium iron phosphate batteries, which have a much longer life, and they have a higher storage capacity as well. So I have an example of a battery right here. It is a 3.2 volt lithium iron phosphate battery from from China, straight off of the boat. One of my buddies has been buying these batteries, and was able to do a deal with him recently on picking some of these bad boys up. So he has been ordering these guys in bulk, and being able to get a better price on multiple batteries by doing a bulk order of these. And I think he's buying them probably directly from the factory from where they're made. Um, and so yeah, these are some of the lithium iron phosphate batteries. The crappy part about those is they're great battery chemistry, but yeah, probably the only way to get them right now, or at least as cheap as we're getting them, is through China, unfortunately. Um, so that all depends on, you know, the trade staying stable with China. Um, I do know that they are making. I believe there are a few companies making these lithium iron phosphate batteries in the U.S. Or they may just be assembling them. I'm not quite sure. I need to do some more research on that. But uh, the the one company that comes to mind is a company called Battleborn Batteries, and I think they are potentially made in the United States. Let me check it out. Uh, I don't know exactly where these guys. I guess their company's out of Reno, Nevada, but I'm not quite sure where the batteries are being produced. Designed and assembled in the United States, so these batteries. So I'm not quite sure if they're like getting these from China and then assembling them in the United States. But this is the battery chemistry that is the longest lasting, most robust battery I think that is on the market right now are the lithium iron phosphate batteries. And let me see if we can go a little bit into talking about the technology here a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. Lithium iron phosphate is just one of the battery chemistries in the whole lithium family of batteries. There's like lithium polymer, and the lithium ion batteries. The issue with those is that once they are exposed to air, then they can explode. So that's one of the big issues with them. Let me see if I can get my live stream link out to some more people, because currently there is nobody hanging out. But yeah, let me share this link with some folks and get this live stream out there to other folks. Let me see if I can throw that on my old Twitter. the batteries, amongst some of the other things that I've been working on, I've also been working on doing some long term food storage. And I have been using Mylar bags to do that and oxygen absorbers and throwing that in the Mylar bags. And that's something I'm going to show you guys here in a minute. And um, let's see. Let me set out this tweet, y'all. Hey, y'all. Come hang for my latest live stream, where I show some of my current projects and talk about self-reliance. You can watch at the following places. All right. Let's throw that one down there. Let's do mspwaves.com/watch. And then let's do the latest on Odyssey as well. The one we got going on Odyssey. Yep. Let's see. Let me make sure all of that is good to go. And is this all of that is working? Good to go? Yes, all that is working. So let me share this link as well. Get this out there. It has been an interesting week for me. Past week, I was able to do a lot over the weekend, and I got to visit my buddy with the farm here locally, and to support him with his farm, and got some the lamb that he sells. He's got really good lamb out there, and I was able to pick up some of the stuff that he sells. He's got this grilling package where you can buy ground lamb and some lamb brats. And so his business is called Fagerman Farms. And let me share that with you guys here in the chat. Make sure I get the right website here. But here's their website. You can go to his shop, and you can order yourself from the farm, directly from his farm there at this website. And let me see if I can bring this up on the screen here. Really good stuff, guys. I really enjoy his brats, and if you like, grilling hamburgers and things like that, the ground lamb is really good for that. The roast is really good too. I had that recently, and so here are his different packages. I had one of these I think it was a leg, part of a leg roast that I got. But yeah, he's got these different packages that you can buy, and they'll ship them out to you. And if you're ever coming through Alabama, you can stop by their farm and you can pick it up directly from their farm as well. Because he's got a big freezer on the farm that he can distribute everything out to, and then so you can get probably a better deal if you show up to the farm to get your stuff. A lot of other stuff. I've had the lamb bacon, which is really tasty as well. That I really enjoyed. The Australian white lamb is the signature product that he has, which is been described as the Wagyu beef of sheep. So it's the Wagyu of sheep. It is a breed that has like a really high fat content in the sheep, and so uh, it's really delicious. It's different than other lamb that that you may be used to if you've ever eaten lamb, and it's got a it's really good flavor, and because of the higher fat content in the meat, that it's got a really nice flavor. Not the kind of uh, flavor that you might be thinking of if you've eaten lamb in the past. Uh, it's got a really good taste to it. So there's like normally in lamb, there's a little bit of you can it almost tastes like a wild game a little bit. Maybe it might taste a little bit like venison, but in the Australian white, it doesn't taste anything like that. It's like having a really good steak or something like that. Um, so I would 10 out of 10 recommend that one for anybody out there that might be interested. So, so yeah, go check out Fagerman Farms, and uh, there's there's no audio here. Um, hmm, no audio, huh? No audio, huh? Dang. Dang. Um, Not on the Palnet Discord. There's not much I can do about that, but let me see if we've got audio in other places. And we're looking into the thing. Looks like everything is currently offline. Currently offline. Ain't that some shit? But on Theta TV. Is it live on Theta TV? It's not even streaming on the channel on Theta TV, so I don't know what's going on. Streambot misbehaving. I don't know. Not sure, my friends. Streaming to the server Ron gave me a while ago. But I'm also streaming to my Odyssey and YouTube's right now. So, here's those links. Let's see. So let's grab the daggone YouTube channel. Share that with you guys. Copy. Copy, 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 copy. Let's see. Let's do that. Cool. Yeah. So that's, I guess, what I can do for that's what I can do at the moment. Sweet. Good deal. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Rondon was trying to hook me up with well, he gave me the server, thought was the one, but I guess it was not the correct one. So, anyway, moving on, I was talking about some of my friends' delicious lamb, and you can find that. You can find that at his website here and all the different cuts. And um, if you have if you like lamb, or if you want to go get yourself some lamb, you can go get it there from my buddy. That's right here in our little area of Alabama, and I think he ships all over the place. So, and if you're making your way through Alabama, you can pick some up from directly from his farm. Yeah, I do need to get on Vim. At one point in time, I think I had set up a Vim account, but yes, let, let's let's do that. I need to get on there too. So, um, so we can make sure that the streams go out there to the internets. I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that I've been working on lately. One of the topics that we've been talking about in our group is like, what are we going to do for long-term food storage? This is something I should have done a long time ago, but I've been watching some videos on how to do this. I didn't even really know kind of how to do these, but you can buy these Mylar bags and oxygen absorbers. And when you go out shopping, pick up some extra dried stuff like dried mashed potatoes or flour, oatmeal, rice, and beans. Probably the most calories you'll get for the least amount of money is probably through rice. That's why a lot of people all over the world eat rice. Because you do get quite a few calories. Now, if that's the only thing you had for a while, is the rice, that you would be severely malnourished, but it'll get you by. But here's how you do it. These are 1 gallon Mylar bags, and you're gonna just fill the Mylar bag up with the dry food, the rice, beans, flour, oatmeal, and you're gonna throw in some oxygen absorbers. And when you get these oxygen absorbers, it will talk to you. It'll tell you for different applications what CC rating oxygen absorber you need with the food that you're preserving. And for gallons, it recommends 400 to 500 cc's of oxygen absorber in there. And you even want to try to push out as much air as you can from the bag as possible when you do this as well. And so here's an example I'm showing you guys if you're watching the live stream here. of one I just did. This is mashed potatoes, some of those instant mashed potatoes, and just filled this gallon bag up with one of the boxes of those instant mashed potatoes. And at the top here, they have heat sealable. They're heat sealable bags, and so you can use like a curling iron, like the women use for their hair. If you have one of those, for the ladies out there, guys, if your significant other has one of those work really good. To do this kind of thing, and then otherwise you can use just an iron, like an iron and an ironing board, and you can seal the top of the bag that way. If you do have one of those little food saver things that can vacuum and put a heat seal on there for you, you could use one of those, I believe, as long as the bag fit in there. But I'm in the process of doing some of this stuff this week, and you can find these. I had to order. I had to put an order through on Amazon, and it's this Shixwell company. I don't know, like the better a good way of saying this, but I will. I'll find the link for you guys. SHXWELL food storage bags. And I picked up a few of these. They come in a kit with the oxygen absorbers that come with them, and so you get that little kit, and you can put away like 50 gallons worth of dried food for long-term food storage. Can you cook in the Mylar bag? I probably wouldn't, but I'm not sure. That's a good question. I'll have to look into that. So, but that would be cool if you could just probably just cook it straight out of the Mylar bag. But you probably could just add your hot water to the Mylar bag and just eat out of that if you had to. Add your hot water to it. Yes, there you go. Perfect. Uncle Bonehead found a link for that right there. Let me show this on the stream here. Thank you so much there, Uncle Bonehead. Drop that link in the chat there. But these are the bags, the little kit. It's $25 to get this, and then you go out and go to Sam's Club or something like that, and you can buy the bulk of rice or beans. If you have no food storage and you have you don't have a whole lot of money you want to spend, then this is the way that you could get the most bang for your buck on the most storable food that you could get for the amount of money that you have. And I think it's a really good idea to go ahead and do that. And I'll give you guys a number that would be a target for you to think about. And this is not this is for worst case scenario. For someone that is going to be burning 3,200 calories per day, and it's worst case scenario because you want to plan for, having to do like a lot of heavy duty labor. When things get chaotic and it's going to be tough to, just get by day to day. There's going to be a lot of different stresses. You're going to have to be probably building a lot of stuff, probably working outside in the gardens and stuff a lot. You're going to be expending a lot of calories. So that is the total number of calories that you'd factor for per person per day. And of course, you're not gonna have some people. Older people aren't gonna need that many calories. But we're talking about um, younger people that are able to get shit done, and so that would be the equivalent for a year's worth of food would be about 750 pounds of rice, beans, or corn. Um, so that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of storable food that you have to figure for if you're looking at 3,200 calories per day, and that would be something to put back and just kind of have even for a even for you know just to stay prepared. Uh, so my shirt is when John McAfee was making a run for the president nomination for president in the Libertarian Party back in I think it was 2016. And so it was McAfee and Weiss, and he was like the only guy in the Libertarian Party that I was like, yeah, I can get behind McAfee. I mean, he's crazy as hell. But he'd shake some things up and actually say some real shit, I thought. And that was the year that they chose fucking Gary Johnson and fucking Bill Weld for the nomination in the Libertarian Party. And then I was just like, wow, the Libertarian Party is a fucking joke. But but anyway, this was my shirt. I was supporting John McAfee and Judd Weiss that year for the Libertarian presidential nomination, and yeah, that didn't end up happening. But I thought McAfee would be fun. at least having McAfee out there talking about all kinds of stuff. So rest in peace, John. But that the last appearance that I saw John, he wasn't in person, but he did a virtual presentation in front of the people at Anarchapulco in 2020. It's so crazy, like kind of like that 2020. It was like when all all the lockdowns, all that stuff went down, but lots of things changed in the world, kind of like after 9/11 and all that. But yes, guys, that's one way you can do the food storage. And there's I may make a video about this if and maybe even write a blog post about that, because I think it is pretty important for folks. I know probably a lot of folks have already put some stuff out there. What's up? There's Uncle Bonehead. A lot of folks have done your preps already, and that's really good. But in the circles is in my circles, a lot of people have been talking about, well, where do I put, what do I do with my money now that it's just like daily evaporating in front of my eyes? And these are the things that I think would be useful to invest in, and is getting long-term food storage going and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. Clay, what's up, Clayboyne? Yeah, anything these can do: trees, cotton, plastic, petroleum, hemp can do better. Try it. You're packing for a road trip. It is fun. Yeah, man. It would be. It would be good. After the collapse. After the collapse, if we get a full collapse, then probably number one opportunity out there would be how much hemp can I grow to make all the things, and then just corner the market on the production of hemp, and start making clothes and ropes and oils and all kinds of stuff, paper and all kinds of stuff out of the hemp. Where, where's my money, Joe? I gave it to the Ukraine. Yeah, and everything that's going down with this Nord Stream pipeline in Europe, it's sounding crazy for anybody that's over in Europe. I feel for you. It's getting super intense over there. I was watching this one girl that I follow on YouTube. Her channel's the name of her channel is Survival Lily, and she was talking about how a lot of people are starting to forage in the woods for wood heat, and that is apparently illegal in Austria. You can't just go. You have to get permission to go and collect wood in the forest for heat. And also reading stuff that if you're setting your thermostat above 66 degrees and then you're facing prison time for doing stuff like that, it's just nuts. And so this whole Nord Stream pipeline sabotage is what it looks like to me. That they're going into some severely tumultuous times here, to say the least. So anyway, not even more important to work on your own self-reliance and your own capabilities to be able to weather the storm here. And so moving on to the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys tonight. I got a new gardening implement here. So let me go grab that real quick. So this is a stainless steel. It's all stainless steel. This was a recommendation from Curtis Stone on one of his videos, but it's you can use this as a broad fork, a way to loosen up the soil instead of bringing in a tiller. Instead of bringing out a tiller, that you got this guy that can bust up the soil, and so you can make some loose soil for your gardens, and it can be used as a pitchfork as well. I did not get it. It's not a hoe, but it's like a broad fork for busting up the soil. So preparing new beds, for moving compost around, all that stuff. It's got this rounded handle that you can grab and stick it in the ground, and you can get some leverage on using that to bust up the soil. It's some pretty thick steel, probably, I don't know, probably about 3/8 thickness stainless steel there. And it looks like it's welded there at the intersection of the handle and the broad forks. So here, why is the handle so short? It's made for probably not going super deep into the soil, For that, you would want to get one of those beefier, um, uh, beefier broad forks. Uh, there's one called I think it's called the Meadow machine, but Curtis Stone. Nope, that's not what it's called. Oh, I think it's called Meadow Creature is what it's called, possibly. I'll post that there. Meadow Creature Broad Fork. So this is the broad fork for if you're gonna do like the no-till method of gardening. That you're not gonna. So Uncle Bonehead, it's like you put that down in the ground, and then you're gonna like kind of grab this and kind of like fall backwards almost. So you're not exactly like you know like up or trying to bend down and then like do use the tool like that. It's more like you're standing up and you're grabbing the top of this and just kind of like leaning back with it. So, uh, so I mean, it can go fairly deep. The forks go probably about a foot, can go about a foot into the ground, but this is more for like beds that are already established. That you probably wouldn't. It would probably be too difficult to break ground in like a super clay soil with this, and that Meadow Creature broad fork may be the better thing for that if you wanted a manual way of busting up the ground in the soil. But if you are like that was my plan for this, was to use it in some beds that we've already had established, and I don't want to um, I just want to continue to uncompact the soil, make sure that the soil is not compacted in there, but I don't want to go in there with the tiller again because I want to practice this no-till method of farming, which is supposed to be more beneficial for keeping microorganisms and all that kind of stuff in the soil, and not disturbing those guys like the worms and all those guys that are in there doing great work for you. Providing the vermicompost material to hold moisture in the soil and all that kind of stuff. So let me see if I can look this one up too, because I will share the link on that. It's called Radius Garden NRG Pro Digging Fork, and let me see if I can find the link for this product out there. Radius Garden NRG Pro Digging Fork. Let's see here. Yep, this guy right here. So, let's see. I got it because I wanted to have something for turning, like manually turning compost, and also a way to loosen up the soil doing the no-till method for garden beds, to save all the good organisms there in the soil that are doing good work, and can keep those guys around. So that's what I'm using for that. This some of the investments that I've made recently, so that I can The way I look at it is that uh, when as things progressively start to get worse and worse, and I kind of see that as how things are going to go down, is that I want to be the guy that um, that has the stuff that we can get some stuff done, and maybe I can be able to help other people out in the local area, like I do talk about, is having some people on board in your local area. The neighbors that are around my parents where I'm at right now, they're pretty on board as far as starting to grow some of their, or having some of their own animals. The neighbors across the road are raising chickens, and then there's some other neighbors down the road doing the same thing. People are growing some gardens and getting that stuff going, and so we've got our gardens going here and working on getting better infrastructure for bringing back chickens. As I've had issues with predators, so I know, man. I am going bald for sure, but yeah, I'm keeping the hat on. I'm definitely losing the hair. There's more hair growing on the beard than there is on the top of my head at this point in my life. So, so I got that going. I got that going for me. But let me take a little bit of a break here. I'm going to go get me some water, but I want to play a video for you guys of some of the recent events that are going on in the world from Luke at We Are Change. And I'm going to play a video of his real quick, and then I'll be back to go into some of the other things that I've been working on lately, and some of the things that I can share with you guys. We're going to talk a little bit about 3D printing again, as I have fired up my 3D printer that I just got and assembled. So I talked a little bit about that in the last podcast, and I've got some prints under my belt with the new printer, so I'm going to share some of those projects with you guys that I've got on the books, and then we'll go forward from there. I also have a cool little project that I worked on with my coworker AJ. Did all the sewing and all the leather work. He actually did all of it, but I just filmed it because I wanted to see how I can learn how to do this the sewing better. But we built a nice little leather roll for this knife set that I bought, and so do a comb over with the beard. Yeah, that would work. Or just like transplant some of the beard hair up onto my head. Funny you should say that, Uncle Bonehead. That was one of the prints. I just printed a lower of a Glock 17. So actually, I'll show you guys some of that in a little bit here. But here we go. I am gonna play this for you, and away we go.
Yikes! Yep, that video coming from Tokyo, Japan, where people were told to shelter in place as North Korea decided for some reason to fly a missile over it. Yeah, nuclear apocalypse. Whoever thought it would be so trendy? Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Luke Radowski here of WeAreChange.org. And man, oh man, is there some absolutely crazy news to get into today, especially internationally, not just in Ukraine, but also specifically Bangladesh, where, of course, the national power grid there collapsed. But here domestically, we also have absolutely crazy, shocking news as, of course, Elon Musk is going to be buying Twitter. Yes, you heard that correctly. Elon Musk will be buying Twitter. We're going to be doing a deep dive on this, why this is happening. Is this related to the recent spat that Elon Musk had with the president of Ukraine? We're going to get into that, plus a lot more. Also, why Atlas has a cone. And if you like the shirt that I'm wearing in this broadcast, you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, because you do. I'm here. And the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast showed a very crazy and chaotic situation in one of the world's biggest cities, Tokyo, Japan, where, of course, many citizens hid for their lives thinking that they were going to be bombed by, of course, North Korea. Now, luckily, this actual attack didn't happen. There was warnings that it was going to happen. It looks like the initial reports we're getting is that North Korea did fly a missile over Japan, flew, of course, into the Pacific. This as, of course, the United States and South Korea decided to respond to this threat by North Korea by doing a joint bombing drill during the emergency declaration in Tokyo. But hey, don't worry. According to the Vice President of the United States, we have a very tight and cozy relationship with North Korea.
So the United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea.
So yeah, that's American foreign policy. In totally unrelated news, today we also found out that Elon Musk will be purchasing Twitter, as of course he has just officially announced that he will be buying it at the original price that he promised to buy it originally, paying the full $44 billion, making an offer that of course would avoid a trial, specifically for $54.20 a share, the same price he agreed to in April. Twitter stock had to be stopped from trading, as of course it went up 13% to $48.13 right after this news. And as people are commenting below this story, they're saying if Musk does buy, and with this news we are seeing a lot of establishment types being mad at it, while of course a lot of people are talking about the prospects of free speech actually being brought back to online social media, which a lot of people hope will bring back normalcy to this country, which a lot of people online look like they are rooting for. As of course Elon Musk also expressed interest in doing business with Rumble, an online platform that has been giving people a voice online when they were censored for their political opinions on big tech social media. And now with Elon Musk owning a part of big tech social media, with him expressing viewpoints supporting free speech, obviously there's a huge potential to do a lot of good here. Now, a lot of people are asking themselves, why is Elon Musk doing this? Of course, the corporate media establishment types are saying that it's predominantly so he avoids more disclosures, as of course even The Atlantic came out with an article saying that, quote, Elon Musk's texts shattered the myth of the tech genius, providing a lot of conjecture and opinions into what is obviously a very biased piece against Elon Musk, while other people online are also theorizing that the latest spat between him and the president of Ukraine led to this decision, as of course I think it's fair to say that Elon Musk definitely got dogpiled by a lot of establishment types over what was his attempt to try to de-escalate the current situation in Ukraine and bring peace to the region, which was met by hatred and contempt by the current political ruling party there that has banned negative news coverage of itself and opposing political parties. One of the advisors of the current president of Ukraine literally posted a Photoshop photo of Elon Musk being treated as a traitor. This, as it's important to note here that Elon Musk has offered up his Starlink network to be used in Ukraine, which has made significant strides for the Ukrainian military and army that has been able to use GPS, satellite coordinated missiles, and weapon systems that, according to many military strategists and analysts, has turned the tide. And without Starlink, without the internet being provided by Elon Musk to Ukraine, that this conflict would look totally different than it is right now, as of course the Ukrainians are making significant gains right now in Kherson, as it looks like they're going to be pushing forward from Lyman, already annexed territories by Russia that Russia has promised to protect with nuclear weapons. Now, Elon Musk's help to Ukraine is significant, very significant, to the point where even the former Google CEO, Eric Schmidt, came out and said that Elon Musk is the real hero in the Ukrainian-Russian war, specifically for helping out Ukraine, while of course also being threatened by Russian hackers and Russian government attacks on his infrastructure, even going as far as to say publicly that if I die under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing ya, specifically making a reference to him helping out the Ukrainians to the point where the Russians might assassinate him. And now, in the face of all of this, we have Ukrainian politicians and diplomats telling him to F off and that no one is going to be buying his products in Ukraine. The president of Ukraine, Zelensky, also tweeted, "Which Elon Musk do you like more?" offering two options, one who supports Ukraine, one who supports Russia, obviously providing a false dichotomy here that is unfair to Elon Musk. And for Zelensky's advisor to point him out as a traitor because Elon Musk is trying to bring peace to Ukraine is absolutely absurd. If you don't want nuclear war, you're somehow a Putin apologist, that's absolutely crazy and truly unfair. Now, when we look at Elon Musk's original offer for peace and a truce, it's not a perfect one. It's not one that is bulletproof, but it's one that at least starts the conversation. A conversation that was never had. He's trying to start it, and of course he's being attacked and dogpiled for doing so, which is absurd. You don't like his peace deal? Offer up a new one. Have some negotiations, as of course the current strategy there isn't a strategy. It's a pathway for destruction and death that is going to negatively affect many innocent human beings, and it should be avoided at all costs. We could try to avoid it by at least starting the conversations. And Elon Musk, again, proposed that the people of Ukraine decide their own fate, vote for whichever government they want to live under, that Crimea be part of Russia and allowed to have water, while of course Ukraine would remain neutral. Again, not a perfect plan, not a bulletproof plan. But we have to remember, a couple months ago, Turkey actually was able to get Ukraine and Russia to agree to a peace deal to the point where Putin and Zelensky were supposed to face off face-to-face and sign a peace deal that would remove Russian troops from Ukraine while allowing Ukraine to remain neutral. Ukraine turned away this peace deal, and again, the facts of this case are important to know here and understand here. Again, we're facing debts that will be devastating for the world to deal with. As already we're dealing with the massive population crisis, why shouldn't we start the conversation? Why shouldn't we try to de-escalate situations? Why shouldn't we reach for peace? Well, that's a question that a lot of people should be asking themselves, and the person calling for it should not be attacked. All of this, as the president of Ukraine also just announced and signed into a law that would prevent peace talks with the current president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, which he says is impossible, once again highlighting a larger Western agenda for regime change inside of Russia, which is absolutely demonstrably stupid, as of course the main guy that is going to take over from Putin, that is expected to take over from Putin right now, is a massive war hawk that would of course create an even more dangerous situation for everyone involved here. So yeah, I'm anti-war. Yes, I believe there should be peace. Yes, I don't believe Elon Musk should be criticized. I don't agree with Elon Musk's proposal, but that doesn't mean we can't have a civil discussion here, and that doesn't mean it shouldn't at least start a conversation, because attacking him and putting other people like Roger Waters on a Ukrainian kill list is absolutely absurd, undemocratic, and against the core values of what the U.S. Western mainstream media says is going to protect inside of Ukraine. And again, what's happening to the innocent people of Ukraine needs to stop, and in my opinion, needs to stop before more innocent people are hurt. But that's not up to the government. That's up to a lot of the people. As, of course, I widely talk about the larger impacts and the small decisions that you can make every single day that could make your and your community a lot better and safer. I talk about this all exclusively on LukeUncensored.com. By the way, we're not done with the video. I just wanted to notify you that there is another video available for you right now. There's going to be very eye-opening and very important, especially when it comes to one of Jeffrey Epstein's best friends, who is pushing for a centralized digital identification system and now has just bankrolled a number of Republicans. Who are those Republicans bankrolled by Mr. Epstein's friend? Well, we're going to be talking about that plus a lot more all later on today on LukeUncensored.com. You also get 3 master classes, a forum where you get to meet like-minded individuals, work together on larger projects, exclusive merchandise only available for members. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? Sign up right now on LukeUncensored.com. See you there right after this broadcast. Now, one of the oldest, whitest guys you'll know just openly proclaimed that he somehow was sort of raised Puerto Rican. I'm not kidding you. This is the latest statements from the current president of the United States.
And so I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home politically. And so we came here for a long time, both for business and pleasure, since you're part of the Third Circuit Court. And so
Yeah. Sure, this, as the President of the United States just pledged a new $625 million for security assistance to Ukraine. Where's that money going to? Where's the accounting? Well, of course, only time will tell if those larger questions get answered. This, of course, in other international news, it looks like 140 million people are right now in the dark in Bangladesh as the national power grid there collapsed, forcing almost everyone in that country to live without energy and power. Yes, you heard that correctly. This is after, of course, massive blackouts, massive mismanagement of government mishandling, as of course Bangladesh has been very carefully following the policies of the World Economic Forum, which openly brags about how they're 7th in gender equality. And as the government of Bangladesh focuses on gender equality, their infrastructure is absolutely destroyed after, quote, glitches in the power system. Yes, that's what we're getting as official reports here. This, as of course, the electricity grid there has been in turmoil for months. The price of energy has significantly caused a lot of problems, which is also being deliberately done by centralized forces and governments that, of course, have a pet project of trying to change the weather in the world. This, as in 2019, the World Economic Forum decided that they're going to be focusing on Bangladesh, and this is the result that we're facing right now, and of course the result of how the poorest people in the world are being screwed over by centralized powers who don't give a damn about them. And only if the people truly do rise up and realize the power that they have within themselves to change the world for the better, by small individual actions, being there for themselves, their family members, their communities, doing good things for themselves, doing good things for the people around them, only then can the world truly change and get away from this larger satanic vampire, energetic, multinational, corporate, billionaire banker class that, of course, thrives off of ignorance. That right there was a lot of just my own personal opinion and perspective. If you agree with it, though, share it with your friends and family members. It is more important than ever to get this kind of message out there, especially when it comes to people realizing, hey, at the end of the day, every small decision you make, everything you do adds up. You could vote with your dollar, you could vote with your time, you could vote with your energy, and you could vote with your thoughts. Vote very carefully as you, of course, make very important decisions for your existence, as there are a lot of traps set out for you to, of course, screw you over. If you thought
All right, guys. Recent report from Luke Rudowski there. Go check him out. He does a really good job on keeping up with the news and giving you good perspective on what's going on. And yeah, let me check in with the old chat there on YouTube and such. I am moving up my technology and trying to get some things figured out on streaming to other platforms. Looks like OBS just set out an update which changed a lot of, well, at least a little bit of the layout on how everything is laid out on here. And looks a little different. And right before I started the stream tonight, I had to re-download the plugin so that I could stream to multiple places again. So I'm glad I figured that out. I was kind of doing that stuff for a little while. A little while here. Hey, what's up, Lonnie Sutton? What's going on, man? Seeing you there in the chat room. Well, we got Tracy hanging out. Yehus Yano is hanging out with us too in here. Uncle Bonehead is hanging out in the chat. Thanks for hanging out for the show tonight, my friends. But yeah, talking more about what I've had going on here. Uncle Bonehead was asking if I had 3D printed any fun things lately. So yeah, here is a fun thing that I printed. If you guys check this out, pretty neat little thing here. Awesome, bro. Guys down in Noola, doing some hanging. So yeah, check this out. It's a Glock 17 frame from Chairman Juan from ControlPew.com. If you get yourself a 3D printer, you can find all those files at ControlPew.com and look toward the file drop section. So yeah, this is one that I plan on putting together and testing out and seeing if this guy will run. It's the stippling edition with the coral stipples. My first kind of attempt at printing out one of these Glock 17s, and I've test fit a magazine in it, so the magazine fits just fine. So I think that it should work out just fine. I've got some filing and stuff to do, a little bit of finalized machining to go, but I really like Control Pew's site there. They set you the links to basically the README files for 3D printing all kinds of different lowers and different types of fun projects that you can get involved in, and some nice guides on how to do the finished machining and everything, the assemblies and all that kind of stuff. I didn't know how fun this kind of hobby would be, but I am totally obsessed with it. And it's something really cool to, spend some time doing and really learning. So I've had a really good time figuring that stuff out recently. Here's something else that I've been working on. This is, well, I didn't work on this. My buddy did all the work. My buddy AJ did all the work on this, but made a really nice leather roll for a knife set that I got and purchased. So we got several different types of butchering knives. This is a whole butchering knife set here, and we created a leather roll for this thing, so that you can wrap this thing up and you can take it with you on the go and throw that in a bag or something like that. You got the whole butchering set. It's got some knives in here for like butchering deer, filleting fish. There's a couple of fish filleting knives in here. Like this is a really nice fish fillet knife. There's a flexible one and a harder one in there. There's one for poultry knife here, and then let's see, and we got one for rabbits. This guy's for doing butchering rabbits. So this all came about ordering this whole knife set here because I was filleting fish and I had a crappy fish fillet knife, and I thought it was about time I had gone ahead and got my own set, and I did some fish filleting with one of my buddies that has aquaponics systems. I went over there and did some of that, and it it was a little difficult because I didn't have a sharp fillet knife. And then in our Freedom Cell group, we had a recent gathering where we caught some catfish off of a friend's farm, and showed them how to fillet the catfish. But I wish I would have had a nicer knife, so I went ahead and got myself invested in a nice butchering knife set from Victorinox knives. If you guys, they're all Swiss. They're the like Swiss Army knife kind of folks, Victorinox, and so hopefully this will be a knife set that I can pass down and be a nice butchering knife set to go through the Armageddon with. So yeah, that was another thing that I've been working on. I could 3D print a case for that scroll. I could, but maybe unnecessary. Maybe I don't know. I could probably print something up nice and custom for like just setting in the leather roll of all the butcher knives or something like that. Maybe some kind of badass like Viking skull beard thing that you can set on the counter that you put all the knives in or something. That might be kind of interesting. But try to print a house yet. I haven't tried to print a house yet, but there are some guys doing that I met at Acapulco in 2020 that have a thing called Ocean Builders, and they are doing some cool stuff like printing an entire house near the ocean with that kind of thing. So yeah, what's up, guys? Thank you for hanging out in the YouTube stream there and chatting. This is the first time I've been able to, like I said, I normally stream to the one platform, but there's not a whole lot of ways that other people can communicate there, other than if you're hanging out with us on the MSP Waves Discord. So I wanted to get it out there to more folks. So yeah, now I'm streaming out to YouTube and stuff. So yeah, this 3D printer that I got is been a nice recent obsession. I've been staying up pretty late, working on the files and then getting it all set up. The thing I like about the new printer that I got is that the old Snapmaker 2.0 is where I've got my new printer, and it has an auto calibration set up when you first get it started, and that's what I really like. The feature I really like about this one. Once you perform the calibration, that it saves the calibration data, and you don't have to go back in and recalibrate like your Z position in space and do your bed leveling all over again. Once it's done one calibration routine, every time you bring up a new print, it'll remember that information, and you can print with pretty good accuracy. Lonnie, you're asking other places people watch me is mainly through mspwaves.com/watch. And we have our own private Discord channel that folks hang out in. And so that's primarily the folks that watch are from there. And I just got started doing the live streams through YouTube, and Odyssey is the other place that I'm streaming to as well, on Odyssey. So so that channel can be found here as well in the Odyssey channel. But those are the other places I am streaming, and I have not gone to get a whole lot of folks to go check that out. So that is my Odyssey channel there, if folks want to go hang out there as well and subscribe. So you can stream to Odyssey now. So you gonna hike the Appalachian Trail next year? No, I am gonna be focusing a lot on building stuff out at this property out in Athens. We've got a little community that we're going on in Athens. We had my little Discord channel in for my specific the Tinker Tribe Discord channel, and yeah, I booted you from that one. So no, this is a separate Discord that is from the viewers, specifically in the MSP Waves project, the Meadows support project that was started on the Hive blockchain. So that you can find that by going to mspwaves.com/watch, and it's got a link to join the Discord in there as well. For all the folks that you see in the live stream chat room there that are popping up on MSP Waves audience, those are the folks that are communicating there. So yes, that is all the places that I've got things going on right now. MSP Waves won't ban you. You tried. So the community is like a private membership association, and the way it's working right now is that it's me and another buddy and a couple that are out in Athens. They have some land, and they'd like to have some like-minded people join their forces, and they have some land that they'd like to convert portions of it to be gardens and stuff like that. So there's an agreement on the upkeep of the property, and in return for having a place to build cabin on and stuff like that. So so it's just currently myself and one of my other buddies, but recently we were talking. He may still be involved, but he may be moving on to a different piece of land. So out in Tennessee. So depends on how things move forward, but for right now, it might be just me out there kind of as a caretaker of the property and building some cabins and stuff like that, and creating some community gardens and keeping up the property. So we'll see where it goes. But that's a big focus of mine. And I had a break-in on my property down near Smith Lake, and I lost some of the tools and some of the stuff I had down there. and they were trying to take off with my whole solar trailer, so I had to go retrieve that from down there. And I'm working on that right now, doing an upgrade on the solar trailer by putting in these lithium iron phosphate batteries. So I got that working on. But here's another little thing that I've got recently is one of these little soil drills that you can attach to your cordless drill to help with planting things like trees and seedlings. So I've been, just digging with a shovel, planting the traditional way. But one of the guys that I was listening to, Nick Ferguson, at one of the recent self-reliance festivals in Camden, Tennessee, he was talking about how he's using these soil augers and cordless drills to help him plant several fruit trees. So I wanted to pick one of these up and do some of that stuff too. We've got a few fruit and nut trees that I've got sitting that need to get planted, and just being lazy, I don't want to be breaking my back a ton for digging up a bunch of trees. So I got the little soil drill. Yeah. Let's see. What else we got going on here? How many people? Yeah, we already talked about that. The acreage is about 60 acres out there in Athens. Kilowatts is about 1.98 kilowatts on the solar trailer, though. That can expand out to close to 3,000 watts of solar. So So yeah, that's what's going on as far as all the stuff that I've got going on here recently. And yeah, I highly recommend getting the Cura software. It's Ultimaker Cura software if you are going to do some 3D printing. It's a really nice, straightforward software for creating the machine code that goes to the 3D printer, and has a lot of capabilities on different printers, and already has a lot of the settings preloaded in the thing for 3D printing. So that is really good software. The machine that I'm using, the Snapmaker 2.0, actually comes with its own slicer software that you can download, and it is called Lubon, and it also handles the other features of the printer, which can do laser engraving and CNC milling to create the machine code for that. So I like some of the features on this Lubon software. I haven't got into doing any of the laser engraving yet, or the CNC milling off the machine, but the 3D printing feature on there is pretty intuitive, and everything about this machine is pretty easy to play with. That was the kind of the next little thing I wanted to play with, is the laser engraving module that I wanted to use with this leather roll for all the knives here, and do some like a custom laser engraving on it to kind of figure out how to do that feature and be able to reliably start doing some laser engraving on different types of things. Is something I would like to offer as like some merch, create some designs, and do some laser engraving on different things. Maybe some knives that I build and things like that. So those are some ideas for some future merch type items. But yeah, Lubon, I've been using that a little bit recently, but I've also used the Cura software and for doing all kinds of 3D printing with various machines. The Ultimaker Cura software for slicing to send the machine code to your 3D printer is a really good software for doing that kind of stuff. So 10 out of 10 would recommend. And I like it. I like it a lot. So let's see what else. What do we got going on here? So batteries. So, what are you talking about? What about batteries? You need to multiply that by 5. Yeah, man, this is not. This is a small thing for being able to provide power for power tools and things like that, having backup power. For these lithium iron phosphate batteries, the battery bank I'm starting off with is I'll have 48 volts and somewhere close to 15 kilowatt hours, something like that. It would be enough to be able to run lights, run power tools, backup stuff for power tools and stuff like that. There's not going to be. It's the process for getting involved with the community is gonna be like a vetting process, and there's gonna be some work that goes into this stuff before we talk about any other people join or vetting people to come in. So larger power systems, of course, will be installed, but this is what I have on my solar trailer for what I'm talking about right now. So there you go. Favorite thing I grew this year, grew some butternut squash and this cool type of corn. Was some pretty interesting stuff. It's like a popping. Just a second. To show everybody. It's like a popping corn kind of thing, and so it's like multicolored. It's like rainbow colored. We're gonna save some seeds off of this stuff and save it for the next season to plant. That was cool. That's probably my favorite because I haven't had much success with corn in the past. This is the first season we've had a decent little harvest of corn. So, solar, not batteries, for multiplied batteries, kilowatt hour. Yeah, 15 kilowatt hour, but 15 solar is a good combo. The thing about it is, yeah, that's how it goes. So, that's a lot of the stuff that I have recently been working on. The big thing I think is, if you don't have, if you're looking for a place to put your investments in right now, I would say your long-term food storage. If you don't have that covered, would be the first thing that I would focus on. And like I said, like one of the easier ways to do that, or, more cost-effective ways of doing that is to get some of these Mylar bags and to throw some oxygen absorbers in there with different stuff like oatmeal and the different dried goods and all that kind of stuff. So you guys can hear me on the Discord again, I guess. So Uncle Bonehead's saying sounds better on Discord than YouTube. So hopefully that's up again and going well. But cool. Good deal. What's up, Rondon? I thought I was streaming to the normal place that we stream, but it doesn't look like any of that's going through. I didn't see it popping up on Theta and all that kind of stuff. All right. Good to see you. Good to see you there, Lonnie. Take it easy. Have a good evening. So, Ron has woken up. All right. There you go. Huh. Not sure what's happening. Server keeps complaining about drivers. I did good this time. Okay, good. Awesome. Yep. Sweet. Good deal. Yep, we've got about 30 minutes left in the broadcast. Let me once again shill for my buddy's farm, Fagerman Farm. And you can find all your lamb tasting needs there. So go check him out. Okay, cool. If I see this, I'm streaming to the right place and it recognized you. Sweet. Good deal. I'm glad I got that right. But yeah, now, I've got backups with the other couple channels, and then Crim's saying that I need to get myself hooked up on Vim too. So here was where I grabbed some of the files, the fun files that I was talking about in tonight's episode. So you can find those fun files there at controlpew.com, and where you can find a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about. And one lesson learned that I had from this first go around on this print is that the stippling that is in the handle, it generated supports to cover all of the areas of the stippling, and that ended up being a real pain to get all that off. There was some setting in the print file that I could have chosen that should have made that not an issue. I couldn't figure out how to resolve that, but the print came out pretty well. I had about 30 minutes of removing the support material on this guy, and then I still have to do some final work to the whole thing to get everything nice and finished out for putting all the rest of the hardware on, so that I can give it a run and see how well it works out. But yeah, I test fit a standard Glock magazine in there, and it fits just a little tight. It needs to move a little more freely in there, but it looks like everything's gonna work well and do just fine for me. Yeah, man. I like to support my buddy there with his farm, and I've personally gone out there and helped him work on building his new barn for housing a lot of his sheep, and he's really cool guy. Really, he's been a big part of helping me out in my life. So definitely go check him out and buy some of his lamb. It's really good. Really good stuff. Will the barrel get hot enough to melt? So that's one of the components when you 3D print these things is this little metal piece that goes into the 3D printed lower that and then the rest of it's like a standard Glock where the Glock uses a polymer frame and all that stuff as well. But yes, if you fired like a ton of rounds through the thing, then the PLA would get too hot and it would start not to function properly. So as far as a fully 100% gonna work every time kind of firearm, it's not gonna be old reliable that you're gonna count on in a situation, but it is something that could be able to get the job done. It's got little, it's got like the only big difference between this lower and like a Glock polymer lower is that one. I think that's that one metal insert that goes in there. I've got the whole assembly guide in here about how to do all that. But other than that, there is not much difference between like a standard Glock. All the rest of the assembly is pretty much the same thing. It's a rail. The front rail block, and there's a rail block and a pin screw that go into that that little section, and so it's like an aluminum rail block, and it gets pinned in to the frame there with a pin, and then from that point forward, it's just assembling it like you would the rest of a Glock lower parts kit from that point forward, and then the rest is the upper part of the Glock, and then you have yourself hopefully a functioning Glock 17. So it's pretty cool. You may get your first 3D printer real soon. That's good. One of the ones that is the a good buy, I think, is the Creality printer. You can get those for about probably like $300, and then the next one above that has like all the auto calibration features and all that kind of stuff is the Prusa. Let's see, 3D printer. One of the guys at the Self-Reliance Festival gave a good demo on the Prusa 3D printers. They're about $800, but they're like a step up, and it's got like auto calibration and all that kind of stuff. Someone is gonna basically give you one. That's pretty much how I gave my other buddy the one he's got. Is we kind of did a trade for one. So I get. Remember, I showed you guys that I had one and it had the wires all over the place. And it was the first printer I had got because I was so intrigued by 3D printing and wanted to go ahead and get in the game. I learned a lot from having that printer because I learned how to put together the whole print bed and everything like that. Oh, man, awesome. So this is, it looks like a Creality Ender printer, probably the Creality Ender 3. And, or what is it? Yeah. What is this guy? It probably is Creality. That's what it looks like. A CR10. Cool, dude. Absolutely, man. Easy able and easy flex plate. Cool. Good deal, dude. Absolutely. Like so with these all the 3D printed fun things that you could do. Here is the material that the community guys they have been talking about, and it's the PLA Plus material. Let's see, PLA Plus or Polymax Tough PLA. This is the stuff that I've been getting, and I like its performance so far. It's a lot stronger from what I've seen. Mine, like just regular PLA prints. What the fudge? I don't want that whole thing. Let's see, can I do something different? Probably not. But anyway, here's the stuff that I've been using, and you really don't have to. You really don't have to change very many of the settings than you would with PLA. It's just a little bit higher print temperature on the hot end, and a little bit. I think the bed temperature is probably the same. It's just a little bit higher print temperature than the regular PLA. The guy can't get it to level, and has tried everything. He was going to sell it to me cheap. I told him I didn't know enough about them to know if it's a good deal or not, and he said pay for shipping and it's yours. Cool. I mean, I'm not sure because I've never had one of these Creality printers, but getting the bed to level is very important, because otherwise you won't get a consistent print out of it. But once you get the bed all figured out, if you can get the bed level figured out, then you're good to go, man. You can print anything you want. So that'll dial in. So yeah, that's awesome, dude. So you're ready to go. And I think that PLA Plus I would recommend if you're gonna do some fun projects and go from there. But that looks like a pretty nice printer. And getting it for the cost of shipping, can't beat that, man. I dig it. I'm digging it. So, we got about 15 minutes left in the show tonight. Hope everybody enjoyed the show and tell that I pulled out for you guys tonight. And hope everybody will have a wonderful rest of your week. Focus on the things that you can affect in your life. things that you can do to get yourself in a position so that you are more resilient for the future. And enjoy the things that you have each day. I think I've been trying to do some of that myself, unplug a little bit more from all the things that are going on in the news and everything, and just try to connect more with what's going on and in front of me, and dive more into my different projects and things like that. So like probably after tonight, I'm probably going to go straight to playing around on the printer again before I go to sleep, and probably going to stay up way too late again after I've already stayed up really late the previous night working on other stuff. But yeah, I've been enjoying this stuff and obsessing over it. So I think that helps. And it also helps that I'm not having to be so, we're not working at like kind of a breakneck speed that we have been working at, we're at my day job. So things have slowed down a little bit there. And I'm actually probably even gonna take a couple days off coming up here soon, which will be cool. I'll have a friend of mine from Anarchapulco coming to visit next week or the week after. Let me see. It will be the week after, so I'll see if I can actually pull him on the podcast with me that night and share some of his story if he's up for it, because he's a pretty interesting dude. Got to travel around the world, and just from a small town in Kentucky. But yeah, we stayed in contact after Anarchapulco, and we've been able to kind of just keep stay connected. And he came to visit me last year around the 4th of July, and got to meet his now wife, and then he's going to be moving from Kentucky down to Texas because his wife just got a job down there, and he's going to be moving down to where his wife just picked up a new job over down there, and he's going to be looking for work over around the Dallas area in Texas. So probably bring him on if he's up for it in a couple of weeks, but definitely we'll be back next week. I got any machete plants? If not, I should totally get some to put around my perimeter. Yeah, man. That would be a good idea for security purposes. I don't think I've ever seen that movie, Machete, but I should look it up. Living plant controls a machete through an industrial robot arm. Holy God, that is the stuff of nightmares. All right, let's check this out. It controls a machete. A plant that controls a machete. Oh, what the hell? All right, we're pulling this up here. Everybody check this out. Freaking machete craziness. A plant is controlling this. Living plant controls machete through an industrial robot arm. That is badass. And incredibly terrifying. Like how do we know it's not just doing like random movements with the machete and they just have some electrodes touching the plants? That is incredibly terrifying, Claiborne. uh, Imagine walking up on somebody's property when you see a bunch of these robot freaking plants throwing machetes around. Oh, gosh. How terrifying would that be? I know, right? You just have like machete plants that replicate like kudzu, and then all of the forests are giant blades of swinging death. Of just kudzu like machete plants causing devastation. That is pretty frightening. Thank you for giving me some nightmares, Claiborne. The stuff of nightmares there. I think it's kind of funny though. There's just like a couple of electrodes connected to the leaves of the plants. It's like, harvesting the energy off the plant and just translating that into some kind of voltage signals that can be crudely represented in the brainy parts of the electronics. So Jehus is going to bed. Green Jesus is going to bed. Good night, my friend. That was a little while ago. But yeah, Claiborne, you said that you are going out of town. You're going on a road trip. Where are you road tripping to? If you're going through Alabama, man, hit me up. You and Ron are gotta go to Vegas and get Krim a hooker. Oh wow, you guys are gonna do Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That's cool. Alabama, ooh. Right on. Well, cool, man. I hope you guys have a good trip out there. Definitely sounds like it could turn into a Fear and Loathing type situation with you and Ron going on an adventure. But yeah, have a wonderful adventure. And yeah, don't gamble all your money away. Save a little bit. Maybe go check out that don't they have some like automatic weapons like firing ranges that you can do out there? And then probably some crazy, there's all kinds of crazy stuff you can do out there in freaking Las Vegas. What happens in Vegas? I've never actually been to Vegas, so give me the report, man. Tell me how it is. You guys will have to share your what your adventure was like, because I would be interested for sure in what you guys got going down. Ron can't get into those places with the alphabet crew dropping by. I see. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. So yeah, guys. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the week, and take care of yourselves. I appreciate all you guys coming to hang out with me to watch the show. And, as always, just, focus on what you can change and continue to get better in your life and inspire the other people that are around you. And I like seeing a lot of the stuff that you guys are working on too. So, let me know what you're working on and all the projects that you got going on. And I like seeing like Rondon showed, he got this new 3D printer and everything. and has been doing some gardening, and so all that stuff is really cool to see you guys work on as well. So that's awesome. Pretty sure Ron can't get. Yeah, I did manage to cram a week's worth of clothes into that hiking backpack. Ron is bringing the bare minimum. So just grabbing your bug out bag and heading out the door. Uncle Bonehead, you are working on a pizza and a half gallon of ice cream smothered with Jack Daniels. Nice. Oh man, that sounds good. Is anybody a fan, or were you guys a fan of the show Squidbillies? So I've been telling that one of those jokes was like, Ben Franklin did not die on a cross, so that I cannot 3D print my guns. Oh man. Only thing working on anymore, yeah, just the ice cream and pizza and some Jack Daniels. Get out of Alabama and come somewhere respectable. So, some people don't, a lot of people poo-poo Alabama, and, that's good. It's like people shouldn't come here. I like it that way. In 1719, prisoners in Paris were offered freedom on the condition they would marry a prostitute and move to Louisiana. There you go. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. I don't know if I've been to New Orleans. It's even more humid than it is here in Alabama. So, I tried camping there in the summertime, and that was really sucky. But yeah, good food there. Let's see. Yeah, the executives in TV movie production love to hate on Alabama, and everyone takes it as fact. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, man. It's like we got a whole breakdown of society. It's like, who's coming to Alabama? Are you guys, there's going to be a flock of people just like saying, hey, Alabama sounds like a good idea. I don't think so. Either that or Mississippi. Like, I don't know if Mississippi or Alabama is on very many people's radar. But I like it that way. Everybody should stay away. Just, stay in your respective hellscapes. Nah. Yeah. That's like trying to camp in soup. Why would you ever do that? I know, man. It was a bad idea. But I didn't have very much money at the time, and I couldn't afford a hotel room, so I ended up camping. And but yeah, I tried to do some janky stuff by putting an ice pack or a bag of ice into a foam cooler, and then running a fan through it. And create a makeshift little air conditioner, but not very effective. Not very effective. But all right, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll be back next week for another podcast. So appreciate all you guys coming to hang out. You know what? It does kind of work. You have to be a little bit next to. You have to be like right by where the air is coming out. But yeah, swamp coolers. That's kind of it's kind of the concept. But I found in really high humid areas, like, you don't get as good of an effect on the cooling. But all right, shout out to all you guys, Crimson and Clay Boyne and Ron Don and Uncle Bonehead. Thank you guys for hanging out. We had Green Jesus hanging out, and we had Lonnie and Tracy hanging out on the YouTube chat there for a little while. So appreciate all you guys coming to hang out for the show. We'll catch you guys next week for another episode of the Meadows and Makers podcast. And appreciate it. Love you guys. Have a great one. I'll catch you later. Y'all are awesome. Stay awesome. Peace.